with that, we're live. I hope no one was on. I don't know if anyone was on, but we've just hijacked the radio.
You're not on now.
This is
the educational hour.
This is Coast to Coast 2.0.
Oh, if only.
Mate, I've got to say, right, first off, this is not ideal. I think I'm just going to have to... How do I do this? I might just remove the microphone completely. How can we...
It's a solo show, guys. Strap in. I'm not prepared, but I can ramble paranoid rants for an hour easily.
No, I want just the microphone. You do some introduction and explain why we've been away for the last few weeks, and I'll just unclip this and plug it all back in again.
Well, we've been away for a few weeks because I've been making things out of rats and I was a bit poorly, getting a bit better in my head. Jimmy's been busy. Jimmy's been doing some shows and comparing as well. He was comparing the other week, comparing himself to other comedians and going, oh, they're nearly as good as me. They've not got a show in the top 100 repeatedly on podcast charts all around the world. They can only dream of having this mediocre success.
Podcast charts that I'm not sure whether they actually exist or not, but we'll go for it anyway.
Oh, they do exist. I just don't know what they mean. Or how many people are looking at them and who's entered us into them.
I don't think. I doubt this. I doubt the legitimacy of them. But even if it is just 5 podcasts in us, we're still better than 4 other people, so that'll do.
Oh yeah, we're in that one, yeah. But we are in other charts where there's another 99 people in there, and one of them is my show. And I've had both shows in the top 20 repeatedly over this year, which is nice. Past few months more so.
I mean,
so
on one hand, I don't
subscribers though.
On one hand, I don't believe it, but on the other hand, like, I listened to Chris Ramsey's podcast the other day. My girlfriend really likes it. Chris Ramsey and his wife's podcast. I don't know the name of it, but
Shagged, Married, Annoyed. I've seen that on the charts. We don't get as high as them.
Well, do you know what? On one hand, I'm not surprised, but on the other hand, it's fucking shit. Like,
is it?
It's shit crack. The entire podcast I listened to was essentially them talking about them doing the live podcasts. So I listened to a show about them doing live shows.
People love a bit of meta though, don't they?
Yeah, but it's like Fisher Price meta. Like, it was fucking just the lowest tier.
My first podcast. My first live show.
Yeah. Just, hey, listen, making loads of money, turn the bloke into a fucking millionaire and that, but just shit. Obviously not the top tier edutainment that we listen to. Like Meet Wad Cat Williams and
that was a nice bit. But I still don't think they've got, and I don't think that if they was to listen to this on whatever off chance they're having a difficult Tuesday, I don't think they'd mind me saying they've got nothing on Coast to Coast. And neither do we. I don't think we can top that. I don't think I could top that.
And it took weeks. It took months for me to actually get around from you, like, just pestering us over and over again to give it a go. And and then I'll be honest, I did the usual. I did a combination. It was a combination of me being as absent-minded and running at a million thoughts per minute anyway, and never getting anything done. And it was also combined with my little amount of skepticism for, like, some of your sources. And I was like, it's just going to be one of these other... It's going to be some shit from BitChute. It's going to be there's going to be YouTube videos with thousands of different, like animations coming up and lizards badly photoshopped on the heads of US presidents and shit. But it fucking... I'm turned. I'm completely turned. And Art Bell is
the best voice in radio.
Not just voice. That man is an instigator of the highest order. Like, once I listened, the show I listened to, which was the episode you sent us with the Hollow Earth mush, that Dallas Thompson, who I've done some following up
Good
on.
Guy.
Con artist.
He knows his stuff.
shambles.
No. Look at this. You're already against it. You can't listen to it and be like this. I don't think. I think you've got to listen to it and you've got to accept it all as this is fact.
Do you think that's what art does? Because I heavily doubt that's what art does.
I think he does it with some of them. With others, he's like, "Oh, you're pulling my leg here." Like the one where the guy rings up and he's like, "My pig can say 1836," and he's like, "Go on then." And he puts the phone to his pig, and the pig makes a noise, and he's like, "No, I'm starting to doubt this is even a real pig." And then it obviously the pig. Well, I say obviously. I mean the guy, the pig shows the guy up, really. And he's like, well, he does it sometimes. He has done it before. He has said, I might have the number wrong. It's 18 something. He has said 1836 in the past. And he can say it on cue sometimes, but yeah, he just didn't do it on the call, unfortunately. But that was the episode where it's open lines ringing if your animal can talk. And also,
which I'm guessing is a very busy.
If you're a time traveller as well.
It's a very busy segment.
It is. It is. Oh, mate, it's rammed with calls.
Can imagine it's a very busy segment.
Time Travellers is very, very quiet, the Time Travellers. Not many people ring up for that. So which gives you an air of honesty to the whole thing.
Does it?
Yeah, because they're not lying. They're not ringing in going, yeah, I'm from the year 1325 when we used to walk around with dinosaurs and 600 years before Jesus was considered. You know, they're not doing any of this.
No, it's what that shows is that attention seekers know their audience and they know you can't all jump for the same thing. So you can't all go, right, we're all time travelers, because what's the chance of you all being time travelers? Like, you've got to specialize in a certain area. So you could be time traveler, you could be obviously visited by aliens, you could be someone who gets abducted quite frequently, you could be the person who spirits talk to, but you are touching. Like, this is sort of going in the direction of what I wanted to bring up about Mr. Dallas Thompson. And did you not realise that bloke had everything ever happen to him? Everything that could ever happen to anyone of alternative belief or alternative science had happened to this man. Like, there was no point where he just admitted, oh, actually, I don't know. Like, it didn't matter what question or what, like, sort of, like, proposition was put to him or hypothetical was put to him, he had a fucking answer for it. And that rings alarm bells with me straight away on someone's authenticity and the legitimacy of their claims, because no one's that fucking exciting. No one's that exciting.
See, so that's where we differ, Jimmy, because to me that just says expert. This guy knows his gear. Because I would say, to know about the stuff he knows about, that might seem a lot of things, right? But realistically, they're all interconnected, like the lizard people, the Hollow Earth, the mammoths, the dinosaurs that live within the Hollow Earth, the whole of the entrance to the Hollow Earth, all Hollow Earth related. Whereas he might not know anything about, Pythagoras' theorem. He doesn't know Sokotoa in maths. He doesn't really know the proper use of a semicolon. He'll give it a go, but he doesn't really know where it fits. But he knows this Hollow Earth stuff. That's his thing. Because he's on his way there with a camera crew and one sound guy, which I think it was either one sound guy or a sound crew and one cameraman.
Well, actually,
he kept trying to drive that home.
It then went to the point where he was. So this is it. This is another thing, right? And this is it's one of the things that I love about Art and like his method of interviewing was like he does not believe Dallas. Tell you from the outset, does not believe this guy. He believes certain things about his story. So he believes that this Dallas Thompson bloke had a car crash. For the people who are listening and wondering where we should probably tell them where they could find this. Coast to Coast AM.
Spotify.
It's on Spotify.
Art Bell Tape Vault. It's fucking incredible. They've only really just started re-uploading again.
Yeah, and this one's the Hollow Earth episode with the guest Dallas Thompson, who, as Jack touched on, was at the time he called in because he was planning an expedition to the North Pole to find the hole that entered the Hollow Earth.
That Richard E. Byrd flew over and saw the greenery and the mammoths.
Apparently. But this Art Bell, there were some things he definitely believed. Like this Dallas Thompson said he'd had a car crash, and there was pictures on his website that no human should have been able to survive that crash. But the thing is, I don't know if you noticed, as soon as Art Bell, the host, as soon as he agreed or showed belief in that bit, that Dallas Thompson hooked onto it like someone who's found the first person that believes their story for the very first time. And like,
Well, that's exactly how you would react if you'd found the first person who believes you for the
not if
very
you were
first time.
genuine. He sounded
It is
like,
though.
mate, it's
No,
not. It's not, because what do you know? Do you know where else I've heard that change in tone and that change in pitch and then that change in like delivery of your word terms?
when you're trying to buy a car.
When you're trying to sell someone a phone in a call center. I've heard it a million times from other people on lines around us in a call center. They start feeding the shit that they always feed, and then they're used to hearing no and fuck off 50 times a day. And the first time someone says yes, because they know they're filling them shit. They know they're selling a shit story. They know this phone's not going to solve all your problems. They know half the claims they're making aren't true. And they know it's bollocks as well. So when they're even telling the person they're trying to convince that there's no real fucking belief in themselves. And then as soon as the person on the other end of the phone's actually like, all right, does it, yeah? Oh, that sounds great. That I really needed that. Boom! It's like when you're it's like when someone's trying to get 50 pence out of you for the train station, but they're really trying to get 50 pence to go towards a bag of brown. And they start telling you their story, and then you're like, all right, mate, there's 50p. And he's like, yes, the story's worked. The story hasn't worked. I've just wanted you to go away. And that's what I feel that that bloke was doing to Art. I feel like he'd finally got someone someone's bought this bullshit here. I've been peddling this bullshit for a long time. I've even written a book, The Cosmic Manuscript, a fucking heap of bullshit, and I'm going to carry on selling that too. And once
I might buy it.
it's available on Amazon. I found it the other day.
Did you? How much is it?
I did. It's only like £3 or so. It's cheap as fuck because it's a digital copy, I think.
I'll be getting that.
But once that Art Bell had agreed with him on one thing, that was it, as the floodgates were open for this mush. And this bloke went from I see ghosts quite frequently to I'm actually part Cherokee or whatever, and I see spirits. And then
that's why you can see the ghosts in that, though. He was saying he got a chance to explain himself fully rather than just getting shut down for going, shut up, you've got a serious head injury for surviving a car crash of reversing at over 60 miles an hour down a cliff, rear-ending your own car against the bottom of the cliff and somehow surviving. I bet most people have just gone, you've just got a head injury. And people were getting in touch with the show, though, to say to him, I think you're just manic, I think you're ill, I think you're poorly.
Yes.
Was saying there was a lot of that. He says he don't normally get that, but there was a lot of it.
The best one was the bloke who rang him up and went, do you remember when the Russians put that microphone down that hole and it made this noise and it was like all those eternal screams? And he was like, what are you going to do if you land there? He was like, well, I'm not going to land there. He's like, yeah, but what if you do land there? And he just said, that was the one thing he didn't have an answer for. But
he did have an answer for it, because he said that he's going to tell the reptilians that he's on his way and they won't be screaming.
No, he doesn't have to. No, I think that now this is now you know what I mean, Jack. This is where so you think I don't listen to your claims and I don't listen to the bits of tidbits of information you send us, but I listen to them more intently to you.
That's not what I think. I think that you don't take in the important bits.
And I think that you're misconstruing the entire fucking stories a lot of the time, because what he actually said...
It's not intentional.
What he actually said wasn't that he's going to let them know, it's that they already telepathically know that he's coming.
Yeah, and he's going to make them aware when he's on his way.
No, he doesn't have to make them aware.
Sure
they already know. They're already aware.
See, now to me, that implied that he's also some form of vampire, or we're the vampires and they're the normal things, and we've got to be invited into their domain.
Yes, on a degree that was sort of what he said, but it was that they already had like a telepathic sense that he was coming, and that if anyone else was to go down with him, that they might get attacked because they're not someone who was sent for, but he was sent for. Let's not forget that this bloke is apparently the saviour of mankind, but also the friend of the Hollow Earth. This bloke specifically, not anyone else that could maybe have some expertise in the field or a reputation that really have their opinion upheld. But a mush who quite clearly has CTE and like brain damage of some sort. Yeah.
But that's kind of prophesized though as the king of the Hollow Earth. They're supposed to be the one king, and apparently that's what Hitler wanted to be.
Now that I can believe.
What, that Hitler wanted to be it, or that there's a prophecy for the king of the hollow earth to overtake the top of the earth as well?
The second bit, definitely
The
the latter.
prophecy.
No, the Hitler wanted to
Oh,
be
the
it.
Hitler bit.
Yeah. I don't believe the prophecy, but I do believe that anyone who was trying to take over a landmass and to some extent the fucking world as we know it, whilst also on a fucking massive wide array of drugs, would definitely seek out like any sort of Raj theory. Because I know he was. I know that the Nazis looked into a lot of fucking. They were very, very like keen on research and conspiracy or like alternate theories and shit like that because they would grasp at any sort of
Now,
attempt they
see,
could.
I think
Okay.
that there is a little thing that people do as if to go, don't associate with the conspiracy stuff. That was Nazi gear, that. The occult, Nazi gear, even though predominant, a bit of it was. Not all of it, most of it's just theosophy. But they go, oh, the occult, no, that's Nazis. Aliens, oh, that's Nazis. Everything gets associated with them and nobody wants to be the Nazi.
I don't. Nah, I don't think so. I sort of see where you're getting at, but it's not because it's not just attributed to the Nazis, is it? It's attributed to many people. In fact, if you were to suggest like quite a few conspiracy theories, the first people that came to mind when thinking about those theories wouldn't be Nazis for me. It would only be because we've sort of done some reading into the world of conspiracy, and you've like it's become known to you that like the Nazi party and high ranking Nazis were like into researching or exploring these areas of like thinking that we know of it. It wasn't really like, you didn't exactly learn it in history, did you? Like if you did World War II or anything, history
No,
at
not
school or
really.
college or anything, like it wasn't
It was
really
always on telly, though.
Yeah, but it was on telly on fucking the History Channel and like Ancient Aliens.
Yeah, and some late night Channel 4 stuff.
Exactly, like it's not stuff that I would consider common knowledge. So I wouldn't say it was done on purpose to associate conspiracy theorists or anyone who was into sort of alternate theory with Nazis. In the same way that like anti-Semitism, no one. I mean, I don't attribute that directly. The first people I think of aren't Russians, but that's where a lot of anti-Semitism like arose and was started. It was started in Russia. Like the protocols of the Elders of Zion, that was Russian propaganda.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that comes from like that. So it's basically like you follow a path through history of where the Jews have been, and then those areas have suddenly turned to hating Jews. It's almost like they do. It's almost like they deserve it, and they've done something wrong to fucking earn getting cast out of various countries. But
Well, I mean, if you was to look at it from you would consider a somewhat logical standpoint, you would think to yourself, like if a kid keeps moving schools and gets bullied in every school he goes to,
yeah,
the kid's doing something, you would think. But
yeah, I mean,
you
he
can't
shouldn't.
say it, can you?
It's his fault that he's born thalidomide baby. It's like he deserves to move schools.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to see
John,
that.
we call him.
Yeah, we shouldn't have to see Stumpy McJoe about. Just out here fucking not being able to put his backpack on because it keeps slipping off one side.
We keep putting him out, and we have to keep playing cricket because he can't kick a ball.
He makes a great bat though.
Yeah, just swinging him round. Right, you said the word landmass though before, right? A bit of a twist now.
I fucking did, mate.
Let's go. You said the phrase landmass, and I've been thinking, do you not think Pangea seems like a load of shit? Right, and my point is, South America supposedly lines up perfectly with West Africa. But if we believe that, if we believe in Pangea, then we can't believe in the seas or the oceans eroding coastlines.
Yes, you can.
Because if that's been happening for all that time, how is it possible that the seas have eroded the coastlines in both West Africa and South America to still perfectly fit together?
No, they don't. So I think that again is a little bit of a misunderstanding.
They fit very, very closely, from my understanding.
Yeah, they would fit perfectly if you were to take into account erosion, and if you were to take into account like things like like small islands that have split off, like and were lost in the sort of during that shift. But yeah, I don't think I sort of see what you mean, but I think that's just not taken into account.
Do you reckon?
Mm-hmm.
No, I disagree. And I also think it seems strange that you could have just this Pangea, which is just the fucking chunk, and then nothingness elsewhere. No, I don't get that. I don't understand that at all.
Hang on. All that means is like, well, at one point it was all focused in one spot, and then the rest was lower than like there was the water. Yeah, so it does fully make sense.
No, I don't. Not at all. Nowhere else has like water. Some places have sort of like liquid mercury or whatever, which I guess is similar to water, just hotter and really cancerous.
Yeah, and I bet the people there go, you know what? Nah, I don't believe that. There's no liquid mercury anywhere else. There's places that have somewhere have got water and some land that managed to split, but you're making a comparison, but you don't know every fucking. Do you know every planet? If you do, let's spend the next 3 hours. We'll do 3 shows, and you can just name every planet and what they're made up of.
Has ever existed.
Ever existed.
All right. Well, that's dead easy. We got Earth. You got the Moon.
Brilliant. Yep.
You got Neptune, Pluto, Sarah, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn.
Do you believe in all these?
Do you
believe in all these moons? Do you believe in all these planets that have been just thrown at you by people of reputation, of scientific and like astrological reputation?
No. Not massively. I think Sarah seems to have come out of the blue. CERA.
John Michael Sarah.
We had Pluto when we were kids, and then Pluto disappeared. Then Pluto made a return, like fucking Nibiru. There's another planet for you. Nibiru, Planet X.
Yeah, we all know about that one, mate.
Pluto. And then fucking Pluto disappeared again, and now we've got Sarah, which is a tiny planet which might be a moon.
It hadn't disappeared. We just don't know its. They just argue over its classification.
That's what I mean. Though it's disappeared in the sense of it being a planet. It's not in the list, and then it's in the list. And
yeah, but it's still there as a thing. It's just people in white coats are arguing over what sort of thing it is. It still exists.
It might not. Though.
It's still
None
doing
of it
its
might
own
exist. I still keep listening to this fella, Tim, who is very, very keen that space doesn't exist at all.
So in that case, how are you comparing the Pangea to other things if there's nothing else to compare it to?
Because I'm trying to use a basis of an idea that other people listening will understand.
Again, there's nothing else to compare it to, though. So, if there's nothing else that has our unique setup,
well, perfect. Then it doesn't exist. The sea doesn't exist.
Fantastic.
I tried to prove this the other week.
How? What did you use? What did you use to prove it? I mean, I listened to the show, but this is for people that maybe haven't made the jump. Although I imagine anyone that listens to this has come from your main show.
I'm thinking this guy really needs to explain himself, and I wish he'd pay attention to what he was saying. Thank God there's someone here guiding him along who holds him somewhat accountable.
It's like the director's cut, you know, when someone like just watches, they dub over a film with like their comments.
Yeah.
That's all this is. What we'll do every week is you release a pause for thought, and then afterwards we'll deconstruct it, and I'll apply like.
But that's just going to be you going, how much do you remember from the thing you said a couple of days ago? And I'll be like, I don't know. I hope you took notes, mate, because I haven't got a fucking clue.
We were going somewhere with this. It weren't Nazis. It was before Nazis.
Before that, it was Dallas Thompson.
It was Dallas Thompson. Yeah, to carry on my point, like, any time he was asked a question, he explained it with how he could be the only person for the job. Like, there was no points where he was like, do you know what, that's unknown. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Like, every point was like, yeah, well, actually, I'm the only one who can do this because I know. And, like, this knowledge was instilled upon me. And actually, I'm an indigo. That bit fucking was the moment that I lost it. About 3/4 in, when his rationale for all of this was, well, yeah, I'm an indigo. It just made us actually laugh at a lol, which is fucking rarity for someone that has no serotonin left. I actually let out a laugh. I think Art did as well. And he had an answer for everything. And I think someone that's got an answer for everything is usually talking out of their hoop.
Fair.
And if you try and track down Dallas Thompson since this event, I think within like the weeks afterwards, he got a shitload of attention. He got like thousands of emails from the back of that show, and then went completely off the grid.
They probably killed him. He knew too much.
I heavily doubt that. I think that from what I've read,
they took him to the hall to Agartha, shot him in the back of the head, and kicked him down there like you would a little kid down a well that you didn't want anymore. But obviously down the neighbour as well, so you don't poison your own water.
Well, there were quite a few people that said that his stuff was plagiarised, and that he was just out to make quite a bit of money. And then after he'd sold, because he actually sold a load of copies of that Cosmic Manuscript, which is fucking. Even just look at the cover. The cover is like, give me a thumbnail to any conspiracy video on YouTube, like, and that is the cover of his book. In that sense, he's a pioneer. Little did he know that the cover art of his book would be used in thumbnails for years and years to come to reach out to other people.
Ironically, being plagiarised.
Yeah.
To make money.
Well, funny enough, I've never heard anyone reference Dallas Thompson as a source during their videos.
Well, they can now.
Well, even
they'll listen to this and they'll be like, right, need to read that Cosmic Manuscript.
But you'd have thought they'd have listened to it in the first place if it had any sort of credibility to it. The way he talked about it,
it's been hidden.
It wasn't hidden,
They
mate.
killed him and hid it, and that video, that recording of that show only recently got re-released.
They didn't hide it because his book's been on Amazon for fucking years.
Yeah, but the advert wasn't there.
And elsewhere. Yeah, no, it turns out if you go on the internet and actually, again, do some research for your own shit. If you go on the internet and actually search for this mush, there's quite a lot of records and quite a lot of like blog posts and things like that, and even small articles covering his appearance on that show and his claims and like his what they said his plan was for going down into the Hollow Earth, where he would find all the mammoth and the Nephilim, and he wouldn't get attacked by the booby traps because they'd know he was coming. But if anyone else came with him, maybe they'd not know about this person and trust them, so the booby traps would be set off. Don't know who the fuck's setting. I'm just going to put it out there. You are keeping a secret from the Earth. You'd probably have something a bit stronger than booby traps. Like, booby traps makes you think of like bits of rope with a bucket that are held over like...
Makes you think of Indiana Jones, mate. Inexplicable boulders that come out of nowhere when you touch some golden monkey.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're the only person to know that golden monkey's there. Nobody else knew the golden monkey was there, only Indiana. So it makes sense that you just have the one booby trap. One person's smart enough to figure this out. We just kill that one person. And there we go. We just Crash Bandicoot him out of existence.
It's the fucking stupidest sounding defense for what should be like another way. He keeps describing it as dimensional. Doesn't say extra dimensional or other dimensional. He keeps describing it as dimensional, which I find also fucking funny. But the way he describes it, like, they have all knowledge, they're beyond us in technology, understanding all this shit. And they've got Indiana Jones traps out there. They've not got like force fields or like fucking belts of radiation and things that like they like their thoughts alone keep everyone like a cast away from it. No, they've got like little bits of sticks that you could trip over and then a huge cage falls down on your head and shit like that. Come on, it is literally like he's not
Tiger traps are really effective though.
He's not put enough thought into his own fucking story. Like, you need to be more inventive than that. You need that doesn't give credit to the intellect of these apparent beings that you're going to meet when you're down there. Like,
he hasn't met them properly yet, so he's not too sure.
He has in his head. He knows what he's going to... Listen to the fucking interview. He's like, I know because I know because I know because I know. He knows everything that's down there.
See, this is the problem. You've listened to maybe one and a bit of these. I've listened to at least 20 hours worth since Thursday.
Yeah, but it's nothing new. Like, I've heard this sort of person since I started getting into conspiracy theories, like, listening to conspiracy theory shit when I was in my teens. They're all the same.
They're not all the same.
Right, okay, there's tiers.
Some of them are quite endearing.
Yeah, there are tiers, I'll give you that one. But, like, he's no different to most of the others. And he just... he pads out his story where he doesn't need to, and he doesn't give enough credit in his story where he needs to. Like, your claims need to be better than that. You need to be like, booby traps is just such a fucking Hollywood idea that's how it'd be protected.
Thing though, he like needed more funding for the show that he was trying to make with these people, and he's like,
didn't need funding. Didn't need funding. That was his big point throughout the entire interview. I don't need funding. I've actually got loads of money.
He might have been putting on the bigger than that, so the people listening from Hollywood are thinking, well, if this is going on and they're going to have all this footage and footage they're not going to use, and there's going to be booby traps, we can probably buy the footage off them that they don't use for the program, because a TV production thing will film 40 hours of something just to make 2 hours worth of a program, or an hour's worth of a program. They do all that, and then he's like, right, I'm going to sell this now to a movie producer. They've already got the idea of booby traps. The booby traps weren't actually there. They were dimensional booby traps, trying to make me go down weird little holes inside my head and drop into psychosis. But they don't need to know that. Let's pretend it was fucking the fucking trash compactor bit out of the Star Wars.
Even that would have been a better idea. Even if you threw some Star Wars shit in there.
That's still a booby trap, though. No, booby trap's all right, because it's that would exist because it's a fucking bin, and it's not quite a booby trap. It's just some idiots in a bin. Well, this might be the equivalent of their bin. Like, look, when you're on a building site and you've got that chute that you throw bricks down. That chute's got a purpose. But if you start climbing through that chute from the bottom, all of a sudden, if you don't know what that chute is, you just see it as, there's a portal to a higher dimension, a higher plane of existence, the fourth story of this building, I think. But I'm going to climb through it. All of a sudden, it feels like there's booby traps in there.
That's not a booby
shaking.
trap.
It's whistling through the little holes where the chains are.
That's not a
booby trap. Bricks are falling on your head.
That's not a booby trap.
But if you don't know what it's for, and you're using it as one intention, then you're going to perceive that as a booby trap, surely.
But it's not a booby trap.
Why?
Because a booby trap has a definition, and its main purpose, its primary purpose, in fact, its only purpose, is to trap people and snare people.
So you're being very narrow-minded here, no? Very narrow-minded.
No. I'm being literal.
Perception of it. That's
no, it's not. No, it's not perception. It's not perception, because, and this is the thing, he doesn't perceive any of these things. As he states quite clearly, he knows because he knows because, and I'm quoting, I'm quoting him, fucking, he goes, I know because I know because I know.
He because he remembers.
No, he says, I know because I know because I know because I know because I know.
The guy that sort of remembered. He said, I just remembered. And you'll remember too one day.
That was one of the things he said, yeah, but the quote I'm using is, I know because I know because I know, because I found fucking, it basically, I've made it up. That's why I know. I know because I know, because no one else knows. And because no one else knows, because no one could know, because I made this story up when I was recovering from an accident that I may as well have died in, because I'm not coherent anymore. But maybe you got proof. I tell you what, the solo trek thing that you talked about, that's real, and that looks pretty cool. His little one man helicopter. It's like a jetpack helicopter thing. That's pretty cool.
That sounds fucking dangerous.
Yeah, it's. I wouldn't want to take one down all.
No, I wouldn't want to use it with long hair either.
Especially as he's not a qualified pilot in any way, shape, or form, and that thing definitely requires a qualified pilot.
I think Art is.
Yeah, he is. He is, because he was talking about. He was talking about wanting more money.
Air Force for quite a while, I think.
Yeah, he was. But to get back to it, I actually did listen to something that you recommended for once, and I'll be fucking listening to another episode. The reason I want to bring it up is because that Art Bell is he does what I try to do better than I could ever do it, and that's instigate. Like, he knows the buttons to press to get mental people to really show their true colours. Like, and
now Jimmy's showing his true colours by my devious little ploy to get him to listen to that show, so he can say he's instigating someone who's mental on this show into showing their true colours.
That's why I started Truth Seeking, but
yeah, I can imagine.
I've realised I can never compare to him, so this is an announcement that will be ending the show today.
That's why it's so half-arsed. After 6 weeks of not being here, we come back with a half-arsed show on the wrong day at the wrong time. Little to no planning or anything.
But that I've realised that like he's leagues beyond any stage I'll ever reach. Like, and his use of the callers, by the way. I've asked you before off air, but I don't know if I've talked about it on it. Like, you have listened to episodes of like Opie and Anthony radio show, haven't you, from like years ago?
Yeah, years ago.
The callers are exactly the same. They're exactly the same.
There's always going to be the same sort of people it's the same sort of people that ring in Jeremy Vine in the day.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same class of person, isn't it? Same type of person.
They're just like it just reminds us of exactly. All I wanted was Patrice O'Neill to be involved in the studio somewhere. That's what I was thinking throughout the entire episode. Was this would be mint if Patrice was here, because he could really talk to these people and give them some shit. But then, I mean, the equivalent nowadays, I'd love Tim Dillon to be sat in on that show.
I don't know who Tim Dillon is.
You will do, because I've probably shared you stuff from him before. But he's a comedian. He used to be on Come Town every now and then. Been it a few times.
Sure.
He's a fucking good comedian, mate. And since over COVID, I don't think anyone's prospered in COVID more than that man. Like, I'm pretty sure he's got I don't know if he's the highest comedy podcast Patreon. That man makes a fucking fortune.
Well, we should start a calling show.
I'd love to.
We should start a calling show. I would, because you'd like to wind them up, and I'd genuinely listen to them and ask them questions. I'm naturally curious, and you're naturally cynical.
But I'm.
I'll eat up what they're saying, and you can be there like, Jack. No, come on, this isn't good for you. We're going to end the call here. I'm so sorry, Tigbiddy Dave, but that's it. Stop calling. You're upsetting him.
I don't think I wouldn't. I'd be curious as well, because I'd want to get the most out. Basically, yeah, we need to get a burner phone though, because I'm not giving any of these cunts my number.
No.
There's no way. But we will do it with a phone. We won't do Skype. We won't do Zoom or anything like that. We don't want to see their faces. We want to do it old school. Also want to get that phone quality audio where it's really bad. To really make this show more unlistenable than it currently is. Because that's the aim, is to make it as unlistenable as possible. So then there's no real, like, we've got every excuse as to why we have no listeners. And then if we ever get any, like, you can be like, look, and we would try and shit. We weren't even doing anything the entire time. It was really poor. We were still somehow successful.
No, that's not fair. We were trying at the start.
All right, half-hearted. Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
there was a little bit.
We put some effort in.
There was a small amount.
And then we got distracted by other things.
I'm distracted by other things a million times a minute. So there's no segue here, but this is, I don't know if when this goes out, this could be over. It could still be going on. Someone could be dead. What do we think about the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, or what's going to happen from the outcomes of this? Have you kept up on it at all?
Little bits, but not a lot of it. I've tried, but I've been doing other bits with work, because with Christmas coming up and that, I've been fucking not really able to read, hands covered in rats and that. But there's not many people talking about it, innit?
Well, no, it's in the news. The thing is,
stuff.
It's in the news. For the people that want to go on Instagram and post, it's not being covered in the media. No, it's being covered in every media outlet possible. It is all over the news. You just haven't been asked to look, or you just want to, like, buy into your own shit where it's that you want to believe that no one's covering the story. They are, but what else is happening is the prosecution are very, very clearly trying their hardest to fail.
Well, I reckon they're probably scared, innit? Well, it makes sense that they would have something on a lot of the people.
That would be the most obvious answer.
Something to do with her and, I want to say, the Clintons as well thrown in there, but they're always thrown in there, and all of the high up New York City police officers, and a lot of them all ended up dead within 2 years from weird deaths and freak accidents and suicides.
You've got things like that.
Over a dozen of them.
Yeah, the thing is you can tie any high-ranking person to the Epsteins, really. If they're not directly in the black book, they're friends of people that are in the black book. This is the thing with them, like the Epstein and Maxwell were they have no political allegiance. They were on all sides. They they just mingled with everyone. And I think that's part of the game. I think if you're going to do what they were doing, you have to make sure that like everyone's seen with you, because then that gives you a little bit stronger
Everyone
of a defense.
wants you because you can talk to them for them and talk to them for them as well.
That's part of it. People are more likely to leave you alone because they see that you've been associated with like everyone on all sides. But also, no one wants to actually be associated with you in the public eye if it comes out. So you've got leverage over everyone.
True.
Because you can go, right, well, I've got these images of actually where we were together at this party, and I know we weren't actually there together, but I'm stood next to you in this image. So if I can get this image released by a third party that's got nothing to do with me to the press, and it shows you with me, given how evil I am, that's going to make you look really bad. So why don't you do this thing that I need you to do, and then we'll make sure that doesn't happen. Like, you've got that sort of leverage over people.
It's a good level of blackmail, isn't it? Better than mob blackmail, really.
Yeah, well, to a degree, it is mob blackmail almost.
It's more like, it seems more sinister almost.
Yeah, it is, because it's because of the level and the sort of money level you're at, and like the status level you're at, and the people that it involves. But I genuinely think like that they're trying their hardest to make the case fail.
Do you think they could be immortal?
Well,
in the sense that we've always believed in immortal people. There's always been beliefs of them all throughout history. It doesn't matter what religious background you were from or tribal background. It didn't matter. There was always the thought of immortal people that would come in, or immortal beings that would just toy with the humans and just toy
vampires
with us,
and shit.
and always do throughout time. Would it not make sense that that's what they were?
It would,
and that's why the death of Epstein was so publicised, and a person that nobody knew who he was suddenly all known, and then all of a sudden, oh, he's dead and gone, he's sorted, don't worry about it.
Yeah, and I suppose if you were an immortal being or another worldly entity of some sort, like, you would need to have some sort of lair that was miles away from everywhere, say like a private island, and on that you'd probably have some weird sort of maybe building where you could carry out your acts of immortality, like some sort of temple-shaped building with a fucking golden dome on the top of it, and maybe you'd have to like keep up that immortality through like devious and sinister ways, like raping young children. So yeah, it makes fucking a lot of sense. And I mean, everyone's out pursuing that immortality. So look at all those figures that are in that black book. Like, they're all people of power and money, and what's the only thing that power and money can't buy? Like,
exactly. So they've got what they would want, innit?
Yeah.
So it would make sense. That's why they look up to them and would want something to do with them. Because I would have thought a lot of really rich people, yeah, they're going to want to hang around with other really rich people, but surely it's boring.
Really boring. See, and you've got to think, like, I mean, I've seen in all the shit and all the images and like the videos and shit I've seen of Epstein and Maxwell, they don't seem to be great crack. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not the sort of, like,
just good at pulling.
Like, no one's going to their parties because they go, you know what, fucking Epstein, by the way, wicked jungle DJ. I've seen him on 3 decks, just fucking dropping triple drops, absolutely smashing it. He can scratch. Ghislaine, actually, like, she makes the best hash brownies. If you go around on a session, she's always there baking hash brownies. She knocks up a nice mushroom tea. Like, no one's going to their parties because they're fucking good crack. Like, people are going to their parties because, yeah, well, we can get immortality. There's got to be something they're getting out of this.
When the lords and that used to go to see the king. The lords didn't like the king, but they needed to be seen with the king and get the king to know who they are.
So, well,
and have you seen well, I've not seen it. I've not been able to find a picture, but I haven't looked that hard. But I've heard that Ghislaine had a portrait of Bill Clinton in women's underwear, like a big painted mural.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that, mate.
I know, mate. As soon as it's been brought up a couple of times, and I don't know if there is an image of it, but yeah, that's definitely something that, like, if you're on, you know, like,
we should make that as a Patreon thing. or
That's
something you can put on a shirt.
that could
Just
be the next T-shirt. Yeah,
yeah, I'll speak to a couple of people.
yeah, definitely. I'll have a word as well because we could have some different designs for this.
Yeah, get different types
We
of
could do
underwear.
different presidents.
Oh,
Could do a run of different presidents.
yeah.
Like
Give the good ones something a bit more modest. So Abraham Lincoln has got something a bit more modest.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then Trump's just out here in proper trashy ripped fishnets.
yeah.
Like
Obama
fucking
in a very skinny thong.
oh yes.
Like, they'll get less modest with him because he did the Patriot Act, didn't he? I think, which seems pretty evil.
Yeah, he dropped a record number of drone strikes, which is fucking. I mean, he was
That's
getting in
bad enough.
numbers. He was getting high scores. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way. He was definitely getting high scores.
He kept getting them recon planes.
Well, the thing is, like, how did he get it so Ghislaine gets off?
Well,
Re-
she needs a child in the room, doesn't she?
um, yeah, suppose. But what I mean is, so they're having the trial. The prosecution are clearly trying to do as bad of a job as possible. So they say that whether they've done it, so whether the prosecution are already on Ghislaine's side, or whether the prosecution are on, obviously, have just been given word from their fucking handlers and been like, look, we don't support her, but there's people on our side who could suffer if she doesn't
Or
get.
maybe Ghislaine sent Igor around.
Yeah, that's another option.
Mistress says. He's like, all right, fucking hell. Where's
Soz
he
me.
come from? It's like some angry 14-year-old with something going wrong in their head. You're like, no, we don't want to be associated with you, not with her in the building.
Okay, we'll do what
And
you
she's
want.
trying to photo bomb in the background while he's next to this kid with this kid with difficulties, and Ghislaine's just
Arms round them
photobombing in
both.
the background.
Hey,
Yeah.
got dirt on you now.
She's hiring them, all the cleaners from McDonald's, the ones that come and pick up the trays, because you know who I mean.
Yeah,
There's
I know,
always
the
a
ones that
couple of
aren't
them.
allowed to go and talk to people behind the tills.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
They can't do maths and that.
Oh,
And
Jacob, there's someone's shit all over the cubicle. First off, was it
Yeah,
you? And
yeah.
secondly, go and clean it up.
yeah. So they got them. She's just hired a bunch of those from like some, I don't know, it's like a special acting company or something. And like, right,
She
we'll
hijacked the bus.
Eh?
She hijacked the bus.
yeah, she's like in a Joker mask and that. Fucking drives them through the building of the court and is like, right, go and hug as many people as you can, but you can't take a picture till I'm there.
It's the ultimate
You've got
leverage.
one of them's live streaming it on the bus. I'm here today with what's your name, Miss?
Cameras
Miss-
cameras
Miss
out of
Laney.
focus. Cameras out of focus because they've been trying to eat the phone.
It's just focus. No,
Dribbled
it's
all
not
over
even
it.
facing his face.
It's upside down and pointed at the floor at the same time.
yeah.
Right, but so let's say the prosecution are basically trying to throw it, and obviously the defense are trying to defend. How does she get found not guilty, and how does something of this magnitude manage to go away without there being some sort of repercussion? Because that's essentially what it looks like is trying to be done. They're trying to make it look like there's been a trial, but somehow get her off. It's gonna take a lot of effort. I think that's gonna be basically there's gonna have to be some great writers in that room, writers from The Sopranos, like The Wire, the House of Cards. There's gonna have to be some good writers in there because like you've got to sell this shit well. Otherwise, I don't see. This is one of those cases where like I think there will be uproar if if there's not the right verdict, and it's clear that they're trying to point the verdict in a specific direction.
Could there not be purposeful mistakes they could make, where it doesn't look like it's on purpose at the time, where they filed the wrong section number or something, and that means that gets thrown out. Oh yeah, we can't have you for terrorism. Sorry, we had section 37.4.7b written down here to prosecute you for, but actually what we wanted was 37.47c. It just CL. Sorry, CL. We wanted point D, but we've got CL written down. and it's just a different clause of a law or whatever, and they get them off
Um,
on that.
I think that would be even more obvious, wouldn't it? Because you've got to think that the people
Mm.
involved, like both defending and prosecuting, are the best of the best. Like, I'm sure
Well,
it's Comey's daughter or something who's the head prosecutor for this.
I don't know.
James Comey's daughter. Let's have a
I've got a
quick
good
check of that.
idea though for how they could help to get her prosecuted. Say one of the DAs, right? Say the DA as a kid, and they get that kid, and when they're at home, they kill the kid on top of a load of bin bags on the floor that are sellotaped down, and then they strap her to a chair and kill her on the chair, and then say that people came in and did it, and they said it was for Ghislaine and that. And then because then everyone's going to hear that and believe that she's ordered that, and it's going to turn the jury and whatever against them also.
I
They just got
don't.
to do lots more things like that.
Because that adds more to it. Then that sort of points out
They didn't have enough,
that
so I had
she's
to kill my
above the
own child.
law. Then
She
you
is.
sort of, no, yeah, but you're not supposed to be so obvious about it. It's supposed to seem as if she's gone through the law system and has just been found not guilty. What you're suggesting is posing this like enhanced notoriety on her, that she becomes like bigger than the law and bigger than America. They can't have that because they've still got to keep up the facade of no, America's getting justice here, America's winning. That's always got to be the case. But it's weird to see, like, yeah, it's obvious they're trying to get her off. I think it's obvious all sides are happy to do so, but I don't see how you can execute it without. I don't think you can pull the wool over the public this time, over their eyes. I
They
think it's
might
very
be able
blatant.
to, though. You know, they stop people from if they could figure out a way to stop people communicating, if they could figure out a way to stop people gathering together and discussing information, if they could figure out a way to sort of get people scared of something else at the same time.
Again,
Do you
like
know what I
that's
mean?
no, that doesn't work because we know about the case. The entire world knows about it. It's on fucking Netflix, for fuck's sake. So, like, it's not something that's just only known amongst, say, the conspiracy world, or say people that actually do take time to read into like what's happening in the news outside of main headlines. Like you can't just play diversion tactics now. The trial is like a very like it's got a lot of it's got a lot of viewers. It's got a lot of people watching over it. So like it can't be diversion tactics. It can't be like taking next level control and banning people from talking about it, etc. Because all that does is the Streisand effect and makes more people look into it and more people
Well,
cover it.
Yeah, but not openly banning them talking about that. Banning them from talking kind of thing in general, or
Yeah, but then that's
limiting
taken
that general communication.
because then what you're suggesting is just for the sake of getting Ghislaine Maxwell off, you're going to change the entire world. It can't be that because it's got to be in the public's eyes something that's happened normally. If you change if right overnight, we like the way we can discuss or the way we debate things is like limited. We know that's done because of something. It has to all go through as if it was seemingly natural and normal.
Exactly.
And I don't think it can.
But it could.
No.
Because she's potentially got enough for all the world leaders to be like, well, we can't let everyone find out about this, because if everybody finds out that we've all been doing this and that the only decent one among us is fucking Kim Jong-un in his fucking ivory castle surrounded by dead North Koreans.
And the Russians and quite a few and like the Arab world. It's basically only the Western world.
Oh, is it? I thought he had people all around the world.
No, there will be there'll be people from obviously loads of different countries, but when it comes to like leaders and that, world leaders and such, there'll be people of influence from like business or finance and shit like that. But when it comes to sort of leaders and such, it was very much like the UK and America and a few European places.
Okay.
They weren't so. It wasn't so much he weren't uniting Russia and fucking America at his nonce parties. I don't think it went to that.
He had a bit of that going for him.
I don't think it went to that level. I think it was more so like sort of the Western world.
Because for a while I was trying to think of a joke in my head to do with how the Eiffel Tower was a gift from one country to another, and then Epstein gifted an Eiffel Tower between two countries via a child.
Yeah, over another. Yeah, there's something there,
There's
mate.
something there, yeah.
There's something there for sure. We'll not explore that now.
No, but it's a nice premise there. If anyone wants to take that,
if you want to envision Epstein and another world leader high-fiving whilst noncing a child, then do it in your own time. Not on this. Not on our hour. But yeah, I think
not in our hour.
I just think they're in a sticky situation with this one, and I think it's too late for them to kill her. They killed Epstein. They clearly have a reason not to kill Ghislaine. That's another thing. Like, why is she still alive? I suppose killing them both would make it even more obvious that the first one was killed.
Well, it could be, because statistics seem to have shown that women get prosecuted less than men for the same crime a lot of the time, right? It's like a sort of a lesser spoken privilege of having a vagina, it seems.
Yep.
I was listening to a podcast, Those Conspiracy Guys, his new episode about a guy called Mark Kilroy, and he was killed by this Mexican drug cartel who were doing Satanist stuff and satanic worship and stuff, and this woman was alongside the guy that killed him and ran the gang. But when they were being towards the end of his reign as leader, she threw a note out of the building as it was being raided, saying that I'm being held hostage, I'm being held against my will, I've been doing all of this because they've been forcing me to do it. And she only got 19 months, even though evidence and a lot of stuff suggests that she was pretty much in charge.
Yeah, that's
women are smarter, innit? They think a couple steps ahead.
It's not just that; it's
predatory in that sense.
It's also that in like, especially in sort of the legal system and they're like shit like that. Like, we've put women forwards in some cases as second-class citizens almost, or saying that like they're too weak or to have these sort of responsibilities, to have these sort of like fucking like to be able to have this blame put on them for such and such, and that also must make them innocent in these situations. Like, it's almost like a backhanded benefit. Like, we've put you as a second-class citizen in all of this, but this also means that you can't be prosecuted for this because we don't think you're big enough and strong enough for it. You couldn't look at you delicate little flower. You couldn't commit murder. No. You couldn't do it, and if you could, it would always be a poisoning. Hey, dainty little female like you, it's got to be a poisoning. Couldn't be a hanging.
What if it's more of a financial thing?
That's why that Eileen Ouroboros, or whatever her name is, biggest feminist of all time.
Yeah.
Like, she is a real role model, to women everywhere. Like,
prostitution and killing truckers.
Absolutely murked the fuck out of blokes, straight up. Like, no poisoning. She got down and dirty. Did it with being the big leagues like the blokes do. Real feminist icon.
But what she didn't do was build a decent drywall to hide the bodies.
No.
And that's where being a man comes helpful.
She could have done with husband.
You can repair. You can do the patio. Yeah. Now, a little idea, right? What if it's a financial thing? And that when you imprison blokes, right, it's cheaper than imprisoning women because of the lack of necessity for tampons and sanitary towels. I know that might sound very like misogynistic, but that could maybe, but that could be a reason where they look at it, they weigh it up and go, realistically, it's going to cost more.
And the reason being, the reason being that the prison system's even more misogynistic, and those things aren't available.
They don't.
No, you have to buy those yourself through commissary. They're not provided. It is one of the things in that you see protested about a lot by former female prisoners and but anyone anyone who sort of has campaigns for prison rights. They don't get given that sort of shit. You got to buy that shit yourself a lot of the time, and even then in schools, you get fuck all. So it wouldn't work like that. It's cheap. In fact, cheaper to keep blokes because they make more. Like, most shit that's made in America is made in prisons.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to manufacturing, for profit prisons are like $1 billion industry, multi-billion dollar industry.
Chinese gear and all. Because that's basically a prison, isn't it? If you're chained to a table,
yes,
sewing ticks into
oh no, you can
Adidas shoes.
no, you're not chained. You can walk freely as long as you do your 23 hours of work in your 23-hour shift. You can walk freely. But I was going to say the one thing you can't do is commit suicide because the nets are really strong because you make those as well. Imagine working in the. I don't know if I brought this up before. I feel like I have.
Yeah. For quite a while as well, if I remember. It became quite a big bit.
It is a really great premise, though. The working in the China, working in the suicide net factory.
It's like that start of The Simpsons that Banksy did, where he's got all the Filipino kids or whatever it is drawing the animation and dipping it in the fucking toxins and stuff. But you imagine that, but instead of them doing the pictures of The Simpsons getting on the couch, they're just sewing in bits of nets, all different types of nets though. With like the little kids are there with little fish nets to take to the beach, and then hair nets for like. And you see a little baker using it in Greggs, and there's a little advert for a festive slice, and then it's a football net, and it gets bigger and bigger. Then a trawler net, and it's full of fish and dolphins are getting killed. But while they're doing that though, the little Chinese lad or whatever he is, he's having a little smile there. He's like, yeah, it's for the dolphins, it's fine. I quite like this one. I do like a bit of dolphin, you know. And then there's another one who's you can see is visibly fucking stressed and just distressed and you can see he wants to die because he's sewing the netting and then purposely stabbing himself in the palm and then sewing again and stabbing himself in the palm. And this thing just goes on for miles, and he's the only person on that floor of the warehouse making this net. And then it gets dragged out by a pulley system. And he goes and runs out of another window and then falls into the net. And as he falls into the net, it zooms out and you see the little purple telly from The Simpsons.
It's all happening in the power plant.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the Chinese suicide net factory workers. Have a safe trip home. For your half an hour sleep, and then make sure you're back to work pronto.
Catch 22.
Catch all of them. You could catch 22. Hopefully you could catch 23 or 24. Those nets are pretty strong. What else?
I like the idea that there's varying degrees of mesh going up the windows.
Yeah, like
as the workers get older, they go up a floor.
Like hash, but like if you like when you make bubble hash, you use different sort of grade bags to sift the weed through. Yeah. So you could have like. Yeah, because you got to think like you got to have quite fat people at the top. They're getting caught straight away.
Yeah, but then the taller ones, which might not be much of an issue, I wouldn't imagine. But the bigger ones. But then in the middle, you've got the sort of the teenagers and the old people where they've started to shrink back down again.
Yep.
And there's that weird overlap, and the old people are there passing on the tricks to the teenagers. Like that's the trainers; they train them.
We call that level purgatory.
Purgatory.
That's the middle level where the old are passing on the knowledge to the young, but the knowledge isn't anything good. No. It's just you'll still be here in 40 years' time, but with arthritis.
I am you from the future.
This is real life Squid Game. Yeah, I mean that's a really ideal way of getting them in. Really, if you just shovel them all in a hole at the top of the building, and then let them sort themselves out through the nets in the middle, and then they crawl out to their respective floors.
Like them things that banks used to give for coins to get kids into saving, where you put the coin and then it rolls down the thing and falls into the hole. That's the right size for the coin stacks up.
You mean tipping point?
No, not where you throw the 2p in the machine and get asked a stupid question by fucking Dermot O'Leary. The one, I don't know, I remember it as a kid.
It's not Dermot O'Leary, but I'll let that go.
Is it not? They all look
the
same.
It's like Ben something, innit?
Shepherd.
That's I think that's him. The way you said that was with such disdain. Shepherd, like he's an arch enemy.
I wasn't sure.
You were like, Shepherd. Like you referred to him. You referred to him. I mean, I know you were just completely saying him, but it was like It was like a middle class like enemy in a film would recall their arch nemesis. Surname first, Shepard.
In a war film,
I remember
like the spy that's been out of business.
Oh, I
You've
remember
seen
him.
the prologue to the film, and they've had a big fight, and then 20 minutes into
You're
the
fencing.
film, Act 2 starting.
No, the start is you. At the start is you and Shepard. When you have this flashback, you're fencing back in private school, and you're 12, and Shepard catches your cheek, and there's blood, and he's laughing with everyone, and like Shepard's a dick. He's the bully, and you're like, Shepard, it's time. And he's the one that turned you into like this fucking you. That's why you went out and gassed those villagers with sarin.
And became the greatest warrior that the world has ever seen.
Yeah.
For wars that never happened.
No, you
the
can't.
The war no one saw coming. The war no one knew about afterwards.
The war nobody wanted.
Yeah. One man.
One village.
Barrel of gas. One village of unsuspecting people.
3,000 dead Zimbabweans. We're not going to do it in the Western world. People would find out and be bothered.
2.02.
This time it's personal.
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo. I mean, why did you do that in that village in Zimbabwe? It was pretty uncouth.
The team that brought you mustard gas.
And Finding Dory. From the producers of Big Mama's House 2.
You just dressed up as a big fat black woman gassing a village of Zimbabweans.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy plays everyone.
Yeah.
Including you.
And the nutty professor's in it as well.
Yeah.
And he's on the telly, and they're talking to him for how do we help them? He's like, no, we can't. There's no help we can give them. They're all gonna die.
I'm sure you've just thrown in a bit of Robin Williams there. the way you delivered that was like Robin Williams. They're all gonna die. Yeah, some good ideas there. We'll write them down. We haven't really had an entrepreneurial idea this week, and I feel that as an entrepreneurial podcast,
okay,
we should probably.
Well, I would say an entrepreneurial thing to do from what you can take away from, especially the latter half of, the first half of the show. Well, maybe if we tie it all together, Jimmy, the whole of the show, right? Mm-hmm. What you want to do is get some fake copies of your enemies and friends having sex with children and use them to blackmail them. Because there we get the Dallas Thompson plagiarism in.
Right.
And we get the Ghislaine Maxwell paedophilia scandal. Scandal seems a little bit of a lesser term, but...
It doesn't quite seem strong enough, does it?
No.
Because that's the thing, like...
Issue? Is issue enough?
The way they've downplayed it is like they've made it seem like that she almost served like an administrative role, like she was just a receptionist at a company that happened, like, you know, when Enron crashed, or like when all these huge companies are found out to be huge, like they're just shell companies, or they're just like pyramid schemes. There's nothing going on. It's all a massive Ponzi scheme, and like it's like that's happened, and she wasn't like the co-CEO. She was a receptionist that was just along for the ride. Like,
she was someone who helped park the cars.
Yeah. She just arranged business meetings and like the
which in a way she did arrange business meetings.
But that was the most important part of the job.
Yeah.
The entire job was someone's business.
She was
almost someone else's business.
Was almost the worm on the hook. So really, what we need to know, who's the hook? We like to get a bit philosophical on here every now and then. Who's the hook, Jimmy?
Well, hang on. Who's the fisherman?
Oh, getting very deep now.
The fisherman.
And who's the fisherman catching these fish for? Is it to sell on? Or is it for his own family?
Well, this
or is
is
it just for sport to throw back in the canal?
This is what I don't get.
Is he doing it just to fuck with them?
Hang on.
To my idea of the Immortals.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to feed it back to the Immortals.
Just a second. I just want to build a picture now for the listener, right? Jimmy's not in the regular studio space that he rents out every Thursday afternoon. Jimmy is now sprawled across his bed.
Yeah.
And I'm unsure if he has anything on below the waist.
Oh yeah.
Is it?
I've got sliders and everything, bruv.
And he's just got his little hairy knee there, and he looks all relaxed now, like he's about to properly teach us something.
I'm pondering. I'm giving this some thought because I want to feed back to. I think the Immortals idea is because this is one where, like, the inexplicable would explain this situation because, like, this is one example where I don't understand where their power comes from. It almost seems like if Epstein and Maxwell weren't facilitated or create or even like set up by, say, the American government, or maybe not directly, say through the CIA or something, like they have to have basically had permission for all the shit they were doing.
Like
off the books, off the books
Black
permission.
Stuff.
Yeah. Almost as if, like, right, you're going to work as pretty much espionage and you're going to get secrets on everyone and you're going to have leverage over people because of the predicaments that you're going to put them in. You're going to, like, make their wildest, horrible, most...
I think there, though, what you've worked out... Well, not sorry to interrupt, but I think what you've worked out there is who gives the fisherman the licence. He's got the fishing licence from them.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. They're still the hook and the worm, Epstein and Ghislaine, but the fisherman here could easily just be some desk worker at a CIA job who's like, I've got an idea. I went to that party the other week and I saw that guy with the fucking weird eyes who was saying, you know what, I could fucking murder a 14-year-old.
Love to shag a bear.
Yeah, and you're like, he'd be great at this. I know just the guy. That could be him, and there's actually happened. The CIA or whatever, the licensee, the licensor has given this person going, this is what we want to achieve. We don't care how you do that, but keep your name well out of it. And they're like, well, what we need to do is we need to get a load of rich people fucking repping kids all over the place, and then we'll use that against them all.
Right. I think the CIA are the licensors. I think Epstein's the fisherman.
Oh, so Epstein worked directly for the CIA then?
No. A license, someone with a fishing license doesn't work for the person they got the license from. They've just got the... Oh, hang on. Yeah. Let us hash this out.
Okay.
So, you go get a fishing license, right? That doesn't mean, right, I'm not fishing for the Anglers Association. They've just given me, like, the access or the ability, the permission to do what I want. Because I can go, like, from that point, I could go and fish in the sea. I could go and fish in a river. Like, I could fly fish. I could fucking do other fishing. Like,
course fish.
Yeah, I could course fish. I could net fish if I really wanted. I could
take part in a competition.
Yeah.
On public land.
Or private.
No, you don't think you need a license for private. But carry on, I don't want to ruin the analogy. You also need a different license for sea fishing to course fishing, but carry on.
I'm pretty sure you do need a license for private land, because I'm sure the place where I went with my mate was private.
Landowner.
No, you've still got to have a rod
license.
license.
If it's contained water, if it's
still got to have a rod license.
If it's not a river. No, I don't think you do, man.
Yeah, man, this was
you do for a canal and a river, but if
this
it's a
is suddenly not turned
spot,
funny, but like I'm telling you now, where we went was 2 lakes, private land. You've got to have a rod license. I think
they might have an association there though.
All right, this was just an alcoholic bloke who lives in a cabin on the land. Yeah, this was just an alcoholic bloke who lives in a cabin on the land. I'm almost convinced.
Why listen to what he says? If he's a pisshead, he might be like, "You need a license." He doesn't have a clue what he's on about. He don't even know you're fishing. He thinks you're dowsing for
very
sus,
very sus bloke. And like, after
to know where you lived because he knows that you're not at home.
Yeah, I also think that there's a lass that went missing in York years ago. She died, like she was presumed murdered, and she never got found. And they relaunched like the search for her recently on some new evidence, and it was at a fishing lake. When it was announced, I was like, it's better that's mush, because like he lives on that land now. It's almost as if he can't leave that.
No longer an entrepreneurial podcast. Now we're a true crime podcast.
Yeah. Now we're web sleuths. I heard that term first on that don't fuck with cats, and it made us laugh my arse off. Web sleuths. People who seriously call themselves web sleuths. Right? just because you've got Reddit and Google, right, and you've seen a serial killer's name, and then you've looked elsewhere. I've done that. Guess what I am? An internet user. You're not a fucking web sleuth. What a fucking shit term that is. Behave. Stop trying to give yourself credit where it's not due. You're a hindrance more than anything. You're people who have thoughts and put them on Reddit.
They're humble. I think they're quite humble people. The humble web sleuth. Because they're not saying I'm a sleuth. Because you hear someone goes, I'm a sleuth. You think
that's because that's
cool
shit.
Guy.
If anyone
no,
came
you
up
think
to you in
cool
the street,
guy if someone's a sleuth.
If anyone came up to you in the street,
you
and
get
went,
on
I'm
the
a
bus,
sleuth,
right, and someone sits next to you and goes, I'm a sleuth.
You
think,
move.
You must be a pretty cool guy, but you're shit at your job because you've told me. But you still think, what a life to live.
Anyway, Epstein's the fisherman, right?
Right.
Ghislaine is both the rod and the hook. I'm considering those one thing. Rod, line, hook.
Yeah. That's the tool.
Yeah. And obviously children that Ghislaine hooked are the worm.
Yeah.
But if they've got this like sort of immortality shit, and they're like, right, we need to fucking basically like, why do they need to get permission?
What do you mean? Well, I don't know what you mean, but the idea of permission has always been, is the word accrued, or well, at least tied to. That's what I mean. The word for tied to immortals in some sense or other. Like there was an immortal that needed permission to lead, and he had to basically get that. Like that's the idea of people take a knee to the leader.
My point being,
and give that person permission to lead them.
My point being,
the vampires need permission to enter, etc.
The point being that like, if fucking like if they've got immortality that they can obviously help pass on to other people, or that's what other people are looking to get from them. That's why everyone's in the Black Book. That's why everyone goes to see them. What have the other people got for these? Because they've got immortality. Like
fun.
What?
Just toys, something to mess with. For the same reason that people who go to dog fighting or like to buy animals to burn them with cigarettes, it's just a weird form of entertainment to them.
Yeah, I suppose.
Everything else bores them. They don't like wanking anymore because they've turned to rape. The wanking's boring. They don't like, this is now getting a bit hypothetical, I guess, but like the people that abuse animals, they don't like the animals anymore. Stroking an animal's not fun, but tying it to a radiator and booting its head off the radiator gives them a little bit of a jingle in the balls.
It's a Friday night in.
Whoa. Yeah, it brings them back to the real world, and they're like, oh, fuck, I needed that. In the same way that after a hard week at work, you might sit down with a spliff, or you might have a beer or whatever, if you're an honest worker and that. Yeah, and you're like, or after the day, and you're like, well, it was just what I needed. These people might, some of these people might do that they go to Pets at Home of a Friday afternoon. They finish work at 2:30. Everybody else goes to the pub for happy hour. They're going, I'm not a drinker, guys. I'm sorry, I'm not a drinker. Everyone thinks, oh, they're a boring bastard. Them goody two shoes. They go to Pets at Home. They buy themselves a Syrian hamster or a Chinese hamster or whatever it is, Russian hamster. It maybe even spoil themselves near the birthday week. Guinea pig. They go home. They stand in the back garden. They look at the kitchen window, and they fucking lob that hamster at the window. And then they're like, right. Might as well cook. I think I'll cook tea.
Yeah, I think I'll Uber.
Murder a burger. Yeah. And that's them done for the week. Then they've got it out of the system.
It's cheaper than a night out.
That might be what this is for them. It's a lot cheaper. Also, a hamster like £14.
So are they like?
That.
Do you reckon they? Less than that probably. But you can pick them up cheap. To be honest.
Oh, it costs more to clean it properly and keep
off
your
the
neighbours
window.
unaware.
Yeah, off the window. I mean, probably costs quite a bit.
You have to buy an awning so that your upstairs neighbour can't see what this noise is at 4 every Friday. This weird clunk and a squeal and a little noise in the garden from you cheering.
And why you're constantly wearing fur mittens.
Yeah. And that weird click of the back of your shoes, that little jump and click of the back of your heels that you do when you're walking in the house with that little brown paper bag that's rustling at 4:15 in the afternoon.
They just think he really likes pastry. He's got a croissant in that bag. He really likes pastry.
Yeah. He's a fan of a patisserie. Patisserie boy, they call him. But then years later in the newspaper, it's... Oh.
Psychopath.
Yeah, it wasn't Aldo Chocolat, I think is how you pronounce it. It's a fucking. He's an hamster man.
Um, so do you reckon they're the only immortals here, or do you reckon they were the outcasts?
No, I reckon they're probably just the ones who like to fuck with people. I've always thought there's probably quite a lot of them. I've always presumed that there's another whole other continent at least. Not just because of that guy that believes that the moon is a reflection of the continents of Earth, but I've always thought even before I found out about that guy. I think there's another continent or island or big island or whatever where another species or whatever lives, and that's where all the Theosophians or whatever the fuck you call them, not theologians, but the Theosophites, where they all get these ideas of the seven root races and stuff, because there is these other races, but we all exist, and we're made to believe that we're all different races when in fact we're all just one. But then there's the other races on these other continents, like or land masses of like if you imagine like we're like take the principle of flat
Word
Earth,
of the
if you like,
show.
and we're in flat Earth, right? And then the equivalent of flat Earth, but then there's other whatever flat Earth is, if you just take it as that concept of the seven continents, there's other ones of them placed around us. Like with Norse mythology, the beliefs that they have of the different realms, if
Right.
you like, and them different realms, Hell and fucking Asgard or whatever the others fucking are, they exist. Just like we believe flat Earth and the other planets in the solar system exist, but it's just them planets aren't actually that far away from what we're told they are. They're just a hop, skip, and a jump away through whatever the portal of Agartha or whatever, where Dallas Thompson fucking fucked himself off
You just
down.
need a solo check, mate, and you can just go down the hole, and as long as they know you're coming, they won't set the booby traps off.
Yeah, maybe that's why he got the helicopter thing, so he didn't
Um,
press any pressure pads.
maybe he had links to Epstein and Maxwell.
Maybe, and he was trying to get away to go and tell the people who were truly in charge, their
Yeah.
bosses. And he's like, I'm gonna go and find the actual immortals, the others that you have escaped from. The idea of the fallen angel, then if you want to take Christianity into it, then.
Makes us feel like that's what it makes us think, like that they weren't their shit ones, like they were outcasts.
Mm.
They've been
So
sent
maybe
out
they're
by
just,
everyone else.
yeah, like they're like fucking, is it Barnaby and Loki or something from Dogma?
From Dogma, aye.
Yeah, they're just the equivalent of them, the god of war and the god of mischief and that, and they're just
Who's Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler.
No, it's not Adam
wasn't
Sandler.
Dogma.
That's
But
not Dogma.
Adam Sandler
Which
would be
one's
cool Jesus, obviously.
No, which one's the yeah? Who's the one who fucking sorts it out in Dogma? Who's Alanis Morissette?
Oh, yeah, she was God.
Yeah, who's Alanis Morissette?
Oh, but we wouldn't know, would we? It'd be someone you wouldn't expect, and you wouldn't expect them to look like that.
Judi Dench.
No, you don't. She gets too much. Yeah.
She's fucking Q, man. Is she Q or is she M? She's M. She M or is she Q?
She's Q's the
John
the lad that
Cleese.
makes the watches and stuff.
Yeah, did
John Cleese could probably be. I could see John Cleese as being, because he does come out and just be like, "What the fuck are you all on about? This is mental."
Yeah, he does. Stephen Fry does that. Stephen Fry could be Jeffrey Epstein's handler.
Well, I think Stephen Fry would be a good god because of the shit he's come out and said against him. And it's a double bluff because he just wants to be left alone. He's like, look, I just wish people would stop like Bruce Almighty's just getting mired constantly by prayers. And he's just like, I need to turn as many people against me as I can.
Yeah, I'm gonna look. I don't want them talking to me about me, right? So if I just make out that I hate me as much as possible, they'll fucking leave us alone. It's also how he just
They
he
won't
hasn't
feel sorry for him either, thinking, oh, he's suicidal. But then it did backfire, and they're all like, oh, he's manic depressive, he's probably suicidal, he hates everything and everyone. Oh, now he's great and he's happy. Oh, no, maybe he's God. God was like that. See, other people have come to that conclusion before us, obviously.
yeah, we're not original there.
Which is a shame, because we do try to be as often as possible.
We don't have to try. I find a lot of the time, mate. I must have watched like 5-6 videos, 7 videos today to try and like come up with some ideas for this, and we've talked about none of them.
Oh, fair. Well, should we end the show there and obviously record the next live show? Hey,
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do the. We're not gonna do a first premium yet, but we're gonna do a premium.
No.
What episode are we on now? I don't know.
What this one or on the one I'm releasing?
On the regular ones, on all the ones I've sent you. When do we get a 50?
The 50.
I feel like 50.
50.
I feel like 50.
50 will be a good 2-hour special. I think we should do one for every 25. But again, now we're just copying fucking Chris Ramsey and we're getting meta and boring people. We've done 37, I think.
Shit, that's a while. We'll have to hash these out quickly and get them released quicker. Not on fucking Spotify.
I've got a little thing in my head that I've not brought up, so we can always save that for another show.
Oh, we've got plenty. I'm watching more Art Bell.
Okay.
I'm gonna listen to more Art Bell.
I think we should probably end the show here though before we fucking, because this has died now in my eyes, and I feel sorry for anyone that's continued to listen for the past minute and a half.
We can't end like this. We got to end on something positive.
At least Ghislaine's not got anything on us, and hopefully she's not got anything on you either, listener.
Yeah, that was absolutely terrible. We'll definitely fucking end that there.
There we go.